by
Bell Tire.
Rick Porcello takes to the mound tonight as the Tigers face the Kansas City Royals. Porcello has had a lot of success at home in his career, and he hopes to display more of that tonight here at Comerica Park. It's an absolutely beautiful night for baseball here in the Motor City. Welcome inside the ballpark, Game 2 in this 3-game series featuring the Royals and the Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, glad to have you with us for the middle game of the series. The Tigers seemingly on a roll right now, Rod. They have won 4 consecutive games. Pitching, I think, has been one of the main reasons for that. Rick Porcello goes tonight. They're trying to get him to be a little bit more consistent, though.
Well, Tigers pitchers on this homestand have only given up 6 runs, but really we've talked about the offense prior to the last 4 games we've played here. But I look back to Porcello's 2 starts ago against the Chicago White Sox, one of his better starts of the year. He had a really good fastball that was moving at the bottom of the strike zone. He also had a really good slider and a changeup, and that's what he's going to need here today against the Kansas City Royals. One of the things that opposing teams look for against Porcello is that 2-seam fastball at the bottom of the strike zone, so it's going to be imperative for him today to mix them all up, mix in all his pitches, and to see if he can get those ground balls that he's so frequently gets when he's on the mound.
All right, now here's what the starters have done on the homestand. 4-0 record with a very good ERA of 1.29. They have been outstanding. Now, in terms of tonight's game, Porcello, here's some guys to look out. Butler and Betancourt, they've had good numbers against Rick in his career, but Porcello, in the meantime, has handled Mitch Meyer just as some of the guys in the lineup tonight for the Kansas City Royals. So the Royals and Tigers just minutes away. In the meantime, we have more in our coverage now as we go back to the Call Sam Studios. And here's Mickey York. A participating Arby's location tomorrow and get yourself a free small order of curly fries. Here's the starting lineup for the Royals tonight, presented by Honda Bloomfield. Gregor Blanco is in center field, followed by Jason Kendall. Kila Ka'aiahui is the designated hitter again tonight. Billy Butler is at first base. Wilson Betamede is at third, followed by Alex Gordon. And your bottom three is Mitch Meyer, Unieski Betancourt, and Chris Getz. The scouting report on Rick Porcello is presented tonight by Scott's Lawn Pro.
It's nice when you get a friendly competition going within your rotation, which is what the Tigers have right now. So it's up to Porcello to continue that streak of really good starts. And if he's going to do so, he needs to mix up all his pitches, get to his slider, get to his changeup early, and also remember how you did it. A couple of starts ago against the White Sox, 7 innings, only 2 runs, one of his better outings of the season.
And so here we go. Tonight's ball game is underway. And Porcello facing Blanco to lead it off. The new leadoff man these days for the Royals. Blanco batting .275. Had a nice game last night with a couple of hits, including a double. 1 ball and 1 strike on Gregor Blanco. Jason Kendall to follow. And then Kila Ka'aiahui. There's a foul back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 74 degrees our game time temperature. Some clouds in the area. No rain expected. Is a pleasant evening like it was last night. Great baseball weather. 1-2 on Blanco. And Porcello misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good location with that last slider. If you're going to miss with your slider to a left-hander, that's exactly where you have to get it to.
Alex Avila behind the plate tonight, calling the signals, and that is shot foul down the left field line. 2-2. The count stays on Blanco.
Porcello gave up 6 earned runs his last start to the Yankees, but he really didn't pitch that bad. He got off to a pretty good start. Looked like he was going to have a very good day, but in the 6th inning, he ran into some difficulties. And then that 6 runs were tacked on to him, some of which was given up by the bullpen.
It looked like he was going to have a really good day, and the reason we say that is he was getting a lot of ground balls early in that game.
He was pitching well. I mean, that's why the 6 earned runs, sometimes the numbers just don't validate the outing unless you're there watching it live and in person. There's a grinder, Jason Kendall.
He may be the ultimate grinder. He is out there every single day. And that's going to go foul just outside of the bag at third.
Jason just looks like a baseball player, doesn't he? Just
sure
ready
does.
to get dirty. Helmet's dirty.
No batting gloves.
Gruffy beard.
Blanco trying to reach to start this game and get it to Kendall. Tigers won the opener in convincing fashion last night as they blasted 12 runs on the board and 12 hits. And there's a strike called, and Blanco can't believe it.
I think Blanco asked for timeout, and Jim Reynolds, who was the home plate umpire, did not see him and did not give him timeout. And Porcello threw the ball right down the middle, and there was nothing Blanco could do. He's asking for timeout. He's going to step out of the batter's box. He's asking for timeout, but when you ask for timeout, you have to make sure the umpire gives it to you. He didn't get it.
And now here comes Ned Yost. I don't know what the argument is about here, because you're absolutely right. He did not give him time.
Well, Porcello had pretty much started his delivery, and I think that's why Jim Reynolds did not give him time off. But if you're Blanco, you have to know that. These days, you have to stay in there until you hear the umpire say timeout.
So not really much of an argument, more of an explanation, and Ned Yost is apparently happy with that explanation. So a strikeout for Porcello. It's a good way to start it tonight. Here is Jason Kendall. Kendall was hitless last night, batting .260. And he looks at strike 1.
And Tigers in the outfield with Bosch and also Jackson really crowd Jason Kendall in shallow center, shallow right field.
Bouncer back up the middle. Peralta, long run. Nice play, 2 gone. So with 2 outs, here is Kila Ka'aiahui.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. You got Rayburn in left. You've got Jackson with an outstanding fielding percentage. He's in center. Bosch in right. Inge, Peralta, Rhymes, Cabrera. That's the infield. You know that the youngster, Avila's behind the dish. And the other youngster, Porcello, is towing the rubber here tonight.
Ka'aiahui in last night's ball game snapped an 0 for 14 slump with a base hit his first time up. It was his only hit of the night. He had an RBI.
He has shown a lot of power in the minor leagues. They're trying to see if that power can translate into a big league uniform.
He's a big kid.
He is.
And I guess this is really an important stretch for him. He's had some other time in the major leagues. A couple of years ago, he spent 21 at-bats worth in the big league level. But for Ka'aiahui, he has also spent 8 years in the minors.
That's a long stretch. Some perseverance.
Here's the 1-1. Porcello missing inside, 2-1. He also topped the Pacific Coast League in walks this year with 88 prior to his call-up. He was an all-star in the Pacific Coast League. High fly ball into shallow center field. Peralta way back to the grass in a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Good start for Rick Porcello. Tigers starting lineup brought to you by Big Boy tonight. Jackson in center, followed by Will Rhymes and Johnny Damon, who will remain a Tiger. Miguel Cabreras at first base, Ryan Rayburn in left. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop. Your bottom three tonight, Inge, Bosch, and Avila. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Kyle Davies. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Davies is a solid number 3 starter. He comes in with 6 wins and 7 losses, but he's pitched much, much better than that. Wins have been very hard for him to come by. As a matter of fact, in his last 9 starts, he's only won 2 of those, but his earned run average is under 4. And this is a tough assignment for him tonight going up against the Tigers. There are several players that are in the game today that have really good numbers against Kyle.
Jackson cuts and misses 0-2.
He's got a nice cutter. Nice little slider. Good changeup. Good pitcher. As I said, he has pitched better than a guy that has just won 6 games. But Zach Greinke also has not gotten a lot of run support this year. But how do you explain that when you come in with a team that has as many hits as the Royals have? I
don't know. And we talked about this last night. They are and have been among the best offensive teams average-wise all season long. It's going to be a tough play. Getz can't make the play, and backing up is Kendall. So safe at first base is Jackson.
I like that play by Getz. I like the athleticism as well by Getz at second base. He knew that he couldn't leave his feet if he was going to get Jackson out, so he reached out. He was able to glove the baseball without leaving his feet, but when he turned to throw the ball back to first base, that's when he made the errant throw because he wasn't under control. It looked like he threw that ball out of the palm of his hand, too. Good thing Jackson didn't get hurt by big Billy Butler down there at first.
So give Austin his 8th hit of the homestand. Tigers get the leadoff man out for Will Rhymes.
Austin has led off every game of this homestand with a hit in the bottom half of the first inning. He walked last night, 4 of the 5, but he got on base.
What do they say in Little League? It hits as good as a walk.
That's right.
Actually,
in the big leagues, too.
Yeah, the
big leagues, too.
The walk's as good as a hit.
Walk's as good as a hit anywhere.
There's now 14 first-inning hits on the homestand for Detroit.
We'll see what Will wants to do here. His numbers are real good in the month of August. He's played some outstanding baseball since coming up his second tour of duty. Does he bunt? Do they put a runner in motion? Jim will tell us.
Runner goes. Swinging a foul kick or a miss. A miss, apparently. And a stolen base for Jackson.
Jim decided to put the hit and run on. Will came up empty, but Kendall, trying to exchange from the glove to the throwing hand, mishandled it, and therefore he could not make a throw down to second base. Now Rhymes really has a job to do, and that's to get Jackson over to third base somehow or drive him in.
Here's the 1-1. He drops down a bunt. Third base line. Benameet. Job well done by Rhymes. Moved the runner to third. So that's going to bring up Johnny Damon, who before the game today announced that even though he was claimed on waivers, he is going to remain a Detroit Tiger.
My decision is to stay in Detroit. I've stated many times I love playing in Detroit. I would like to continue to play in Detroit. I love the fact that I'm playing with all these kids who have a great upside.
And so Damon will stay here with the Tigers the remainder of the year. And Jim Leland's happy about that. Damon has a chance to drive in a run here. He's knocked in 41 this season.
And Ned Yost playing his infield in here in the very first inning. And if you're Damon, you pretty much know right now that you have got to drive this run in, because if you don't, and we've brought it up just about every single night, Cabrera will not bat with the runner on third, 2 outs. So it's up to Damon to get the job done here in the first inning. Or Bosch, for that matter.
1-1 pitch hit him. So that'll put Damon aboard. That's going to put runners at first and third for Cabrera with 1 out.
Did you know the Tigers walked 10 times last night?
They did.
That's that cut fastball that Davies throws. You could see the latent run that he has on that pitch. Damon stayed in there as long as he could, and then he tried to get that elbow out of the way and just clipped the bottom of that elbow.
3 of those walks last night were intentional, but a good portion of them scored, so they took advantage of it. Now Cabrera, who walked intentionally, or was walked intentionally a couple of times, digs in. And he cuts and misses 0-1.
Good pitch. There are a lot of people out there that believe that Josh Hamilton is the MVP as we speak in the American League, but I'm a little biased. It's hard to believe that Hamilton's doing any better than this guy and has been as consistent as the big fella has been all season long.
Here's the 0-1. Driven deep right field, hit well. Meyer is back to the wall to make the catch. We'll get the run in. Jackson will come around to score, and another laser hit the other way by Cabrera.
Scary power the opposite way. And really the only other guy that has this kind of power as a right-handed batter the opposite way is Albert Pujols. He plays for the St. Louis Cardinals in the National League. Real good balance, allows the ball to get deep in the strike zone, and he's just got brute strength.
Josh Hamilton's a great player, and his team is probably going to the playoffs this year, but I think you're right. I think there's your MVP right there.
For me, he has to be.
He has had an incredible season, and he has been pitched around so much this year, especially in the second half. Ryan Rayburn, meanwhile, remains hot. He's batting now with 2 outs. Rayburn, last night, 3 more hits, 3 RBIs. So he continues to bat behind Cabrera.
That is now 5 consecutive games on this homestand where Jackson has reached first base safely in the very first inning and has come around to touch home plate.
Doing what your leadoff hitter is paid to do. Rayburn skies this one to right center field. Mitch Meyer calling for it. And it finally nestles into his glove, but the Tigers take the lead. They get a run on the Cabrera RBI, and it's 1-0 Detroit. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. And by Comcast. Call 1-800-COMCAST for TV, phone, and internet. We've got a cloudy evening here in the Motor City. Down Woodward Avenue, Comerica Park. And a nice gathering again here tonight. Baseball. Bring your son out to the ballpark and share a hot dog. Tigers lead 1-0 as Rick Porcello heads back to the hill facing Butler, Betemit, and Gordon. Rick had a 1-2-3 first. Billy Butler 2 for 4 last night. What's new with Billy against Tigers pitching? He remains one of the better hitters in the league. .327 career against Tigers pitching.
And it really doesn't matter where Billy Butler's at, whether it be in Kansas City or here at Comerica Park. He has just done a lot of damage.
Well, you mentioned it doesn't matter where. Here he is really good. In fact, he's hit safely in 23 of 27 at Comerica. And as we talked about last night, loves to go the other way, is developing power. He has 11 homers this year, which is a little bit off the pace that he established last year. The 1-2. Butler playing first base these days, and when he first came up, they loved his bat. They wanted his bat in the lineup. They just did not have a position for him to play.
They tried him in the outfield, but now they're hoping he's found a home at first base.
Bouncing ball hit towards short. Peralta on the backhand. Butler is out. 4 up, 4 down against Rick Porcello.
Let's take a look at how Porcello goes up here against Billy Butler. It's our bell tire pitch by pitch. First and foremost, you've got to get ahead of Butler. And if you do that, now you could expand the strike zone. I like this breaking ball away, which sets up the fastball in, and he kind of jams him right here. Billy was not looking for that fastball in, and it's a real good pitch by Porcello to jam him to get the easy out. Peralta to Cabrera. Nice job by Porcello.
Here's Wilson Betemit. Betemit hitting .340. Hitless in last night's ball game. It's back out of play, 1-1. Well, the Royals recently traded Callaspo to the Angels, their third baseman. That opened up a spot for Betemit. And he's pretty much going to play that position the rest of the way. He'll have an opportunity to become an everyday player. Pulls this one on the ground. Foul. On the first base line. 1-2.
Yeah, the Royals are one of those teams that are classified as a small market club. They don't spend a whole lot of money as far as their payroll is concerned, so they really can't make mistakes when they make deals or by their high round draft choices. It'll be up to Ned Yost, who has been re-signed to a 2-year extension, to cipher through the talent that he has right now and what they might be looking at next year.
One and 2 on Betemit. So this September certainly will be very important to a lot of the players currently in the lineup tonight for this Royals team.
Yes, indeed. And if you're a player, you couldn't ask for anything more.
There's another foul ball. Betemit came up in the Atlanta system. In fact, he was signed at a very young age by the Braves. Got to the big leagues at the age of 19. He's also played with L.A., New York, and the Chicago White Sox. The 1-2, and Porcello trying to put him away. Can't do it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and he finally does. That's his second strikeout. Betemit is out of there.
That's one of the things that Rick Knapp was talking about before the game today that Porcello needed to continue to do, and that's to use all his off-speed pitches very early in the game. That same message he had for Verlander. Verlander was outstanding a couple of days ago against the Cleveland Indians.
Here's Alex Gordon. Well, so far so good for Porcello. 5 straight retired to start this game. Gordon last night was 0 for 3, and he pops this one in the air to left. Ryan Rayburn is under it, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Porcello. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
I like to be here in Detroit. Hopefully I stay here for a couple of years, a long time. You know, I like to be here. The guys, the team, the fans, really nice people, and you know, hopefully I stay here for a while.
Well, Johnny Peralta has fit in nicely in the Tigers locker room so far after coming over from the Indians in a trade, and I know that he fits in the locker room pretty well, Rod.
Well, both Johnnies have said that they would like to remain Tigers beyond this year, so that's good to hear.
This one, however, is spelled J-H-O-N-N-Y, and he lines one to left. It's a fair ball. It'll roll to the corner. Peralta has extra bases, and he will pull in with a two-base hit. The Tigers get the leadoff man on in this inning.
Looked like he got himself a little hanging breaking ball, and one thing I've noticed about Peralta, he's going to pull happy. He hits a bullet down in that left field corner for a stand-up double.
Johnny Peralta safe at second base, safe and secure. New York life. Here's Brandon Inge.
A couple of days ago, Leland was asked in his office why so many players. We've heard both Johnnies. Brandon Inge has also said he wants to remain a Tiger. And Jim was asked the question, why do so many players want to stay here and continue to play their careers in Detroit? Jim said it's a pretty nice gig. It's a real nice place to come to work. I mean, the stands are always full. The fans are tremendous. Nice ballpark, really good owner. He talked about Mr. Illich at length and the fact that he wants to win. So players understand that. So they want to stay.
Yeah, what is not to like, I guess? A beautiful ballpark. Throw that on top of all of it as well. Inge, by the way, is just one hit shy of 1,000 for his major league career. 999 and counting. 1 for 3 in the ball game last night, but he had 3 RBIs. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Kyle Davies gave up a run in the first, and now a leadoff double here in the second. Davies is from Georgia, from Decatur, Georgia, 26 years old. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Brandon. The one issue that Davies has had is the base on balls. In fact, he averages about 4 walks every 9 innings, which is the second highest walk ratio in the American League. It's lifted in the air, foul ground, heading back toward the seats, out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Davies was cruising along 5 days ago in the start against the Cleveland Indians. Through 7 innings, he had only given up 3 hits. And all of a sudden, he went out in the 8th inning, and Matt Laporta had a 13-pitch at-bat walk. And that kind of opened the floodgates for the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland went on to win that game. And, of course, Davies, a no decision in that contest.
3 runs in 7 1/3 in that game. Didn't walk anybody in that game and struck out 5, but a 13-pitch at bat in the 8th inning, that'll take it out of you.
Yes, it will.
2-2 on Inge. Leadoff double here in the 2nd by Johnny Peralta. The Tigers have their 2nd hit. Check to swing, and he did not go. Bill Welke at first base.
And you can just tell by Inge's approach in the batter's box in this at-bat in the prior 5 pitches he's got from Davies. He is trying to hit something to right field. If he's able to do that, he'll drive in the run, or at the very least, if it's a ground ball, he'll get Peralta over to third for Brennan Bosch with 1 out.
Fly ball, center field. Blanco backing up. Peralta cannot move up, 1 gone. That'll bring up Brennan Bosch. Bosch 0 for 3 last night. 4 hits on the homestand, and Brennan batting .273. Bosch again batting 8th in the ball game here tonight. Brennan was going really good earlier this year. Jim Leyland had him batting 5th, right behind Cabrera.
That's when Maglia was rolling as well. Maglia was batting 3rd, Cabby was 4th, and Bosch was 5th. And it was one of the best 3, 4, 5s in the game for about 2 months.
1-0. Yeah, they were really scary. And when you think about the types of numbers they were putting up, and you know, you had the guys at the top of the lineup setting the table. That's good, really, as any middle of the lineups in the American League.
Offense was working very efficiently for Lloyd McClendon at that time.
Belted high in the air, a mile high in the air, but it's going to go foul.
Davies pretty much has already tipped his hand as to how he wants to get Brennan out. I think that's with the changeup, down and away. And when you fall behind with 2 strikes as Brennan is now, you can't look for a changeup. You have to look for the baseball, but in the back of your mind, you also have to be aware of you might get that changeup. Got the slow breaking ball on that particular pitch, but still the same type of sequence. Hard in, soft away.
Well, Davies is hoping this coming September is like the previous 2 that he's pitched in the big leagues. He's finished strongly in both of the Septembers of last year and the year before. Trying to wiggle out of a jam here in the 2nd inning tonight. The 1-2. Checked it. He did not go. That is Tim Welke down at 3rd base. That was closer than I thought. But he's still alive. Davies in his last 2 Septembers combined 7-1 with a 1.85 ERA. So down the stretch, he's been strong the last 2 years. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he disposes of Bosch for his first strikeout of the ballgame.
4 off-speed pitches and 1 fastball in that sequence to Brennan. Brennan needs to put that in his memory bank for the next time that he goes up. That's one thing about pitchers. Every now and then at this level, even in the big leagues, pitchers will get into patterns, and you can tell very early on how a guy is approaching a certain hitter and how he wants to get a certain hitter out.
Here's Alex Avila. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, 0-1.
Alex had a real nice swing going today in batting practice. He was getting out in front of some of those fastballs, which is not all that hard to do in BP. It's exactly what it is. It's batting practice, but he was catching them out in front, which is good to see for him.
One ball, one strike. Well, we've seen Avila now all season long, and we saw him toward the end of the year last year. It's been a struggle for him this year. What have you seen out of Alex offensively?
Well, he just hasn't gotten to his fastballs in fastball counts. Early on, 1-0 counts, 2-1 counts. He was indecisive and therefore not catching the baseball out in front. I just think it's been one of those years where he has just kind of like, struggled like he's human.
2-1.
I think his numbers probably will rest somewhere in between what he was able to do last year and what he's done so far this year.
This would certainly be acceptable at this level because he's shown some ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. His defense has come a long way.
This is that count I'm talking about right here. It's coming again. Predictable fastball count. Although, with a runner on second base in this inning, Davies has gone to a lot of breaking balls. He threw 4 breaking balls to Brennan, and he's already thrown a couple to Alex as well.
Let's see what he gets on 3-1. Right at the knees, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a good pitch. And really, you can't do anything with that. Cut fastball, 87 miles an hour, right on the outside flat. Can't do anything with that.
Fouled straight back. Well, if Avila keeps it going, Jackson is waiting on deck. The Tigers got a leadoff double here in the second by Peralta, but he's still standing there. Jackson led off the first inning with a hit, eventually got in a scoring position and scored on the Cabrera flyout. That is the game's only run so far. And again, the 3-2. He walked in ball 4. Avila works the base on balls. It's his first of the game to go with a hit batter. Davies has also struck out 1. Here comes Austin Jackson. Infield single, stolen base, and a run scored. So Jackson now has 145 hits. Not only more than any American League rookie, but it's also 7th overall in the American League. And he takes ball 1.
I know we talk a lot about Jackson as far as where he ranks in rookie categories, but there hadn't been many leadoff hitters that have been better than him, period, in the American League. Period.
Well, it's getting to the point where you have to put the rookie numbers aside because we know that he's at the top of those lists, but he is overall having a tremendous year. Just stole his 20th base.
I mean, who you got? Ichiro. I mean, we know he gets lots of hits and scores lots of runs, but beyond that, I've been trying to think there's not that many leadoff hitters that have had the kind of year that Jackson has, regardless of the rookie status.
Good pitch on the outer edge, 1-2. Davies ready with a 1-2 pitch, and here it is. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Jackson, his second of the game, to retire the side. Tigers get a couple of base runners. 2 men left. Delayed Comerica Park. First pitch was 11:06 p.m. The last pitch at 3:30 a.m. Tigers won in 11 innings thanks to a Carlos Guillen home run. Visit farmers.com to hear real, true stories from Farmers customers. Farmers Insurance. Ready feels good. What a night that was. And it turned into the morning, and that little guy wasn't there.
No.
We are ready to go to the top of the third for Porcello, who so far has looked really good. 6 up, 6 down. Mitch Meyer leads it off and looks at a ball inside.
I think that was the night when my back gave out and I couldn't get to work that night.
Yeah, because you would have remembered if you were here.
Yep, that was, yeah, but I was in a lot of pain. Oh, boy, was I in pain. Couldn't get here.
Yeah, we had a rain delay, and we finally got underway after 11 o'clock, and we played to the wee hours of the morning. There's a fly ball to left field. Ryan Rayburn backing up and one gone. Dan Petrie filled in that night.
Yes, he did.
Did a great job. And Dan, I think Dan had to get to work early the next morning, had something going on.
He was a late pinch hitter for me.
And the game went till 3:30. But yeah, he was a late pinch hitter and did a wonderful job on a long, long night. Here's Unieski Betancourt. Last night, 2 out of 4 for Betancourt, who's having a whale of an offensive season. 13 homers, 61 RBIs.
He has been one of your better shortstops in all of baseball statistically. Home runs, he's driven in some runs. Plays well defensively as well. Looks comfortable in Kansas City.
Well, the 61 RBIs that he has is second among all shortstops in the major leagues from that position. Alex Gonzalez has 70, the former Blue Jay and now Atlanta Brave. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Betancourt doesn't walk a whole lot, but he's ahead in the count now, 3-0.
He's got a grand total of 12 base on balls.
He's taking 3-1. Last 10, a 368 clip. High pop up into shallow center field. Austin Jackson coming in to make the play. There are 2 gone. Time for a game break. We go back to the studio, and here's Mickey York. All right, Mickey, thank you. Congratulations to Jeff Larish, who has found a new home now in Oakland. Here's a drag bunt, and Cabrera applies the tag on Chris Getz. 1-2-3 inning for Rick Porcello. He's retired 9 straight to start this one. And we go to the bottom of the third at Comerica Park, 1-0. facing the right-handed offerings of Kyle Davies. Tigers got a run in the first, and so far it's held up thanks to Rick Porcello, who's retired 9 straight to start this one.
We were talking about Davies in his last start and just how good he was against Cleveland through the first 7 innings.
Right back up the middle. Gets ranging to his right. Rhymes beat it out. And they're saying Butler was off the bag. So Rhymes is on.
Getz fielded that ball like he knew Rhymes could run. He knows Rhymes has real good speed, but when he takes a swing, he's basically running out of the batter's box. He grabs it, flips it over to first base, and Rhymes able to beat that play.
And on the stretch, Butler apparently leaked off the bag there, so Rhymes is aboard, and here's Damon.
Just to finish that thought, in his last start against Cleveland, Davies was 24 of 27 in first pitch strikes. Wow. That's how you are able to dominate here in the big leagues. Because the batting average for most hitters when they're down 0-1 opposed to being ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes, is about 100 points difference. 100 points lower when guys fall behind 0-1.
Damon lines one to left, base hit. Rhymes will go to second. He'll stop there.
Tigers have been doing a lot of scoring on this homestand. They have outscored their opponent 32-6. It's a really nice swing by Johnny Damon. Little fastball tailing away. The bat head just kind of lagged, and he just kind of sliced it right past the shortstop Betancourt.
And every pitching coach's nightmare now, having to face Cabrera with men on base. Miguel had a fly ball to right field, a sac fly, which drove in a run.
Yeah, this is where the big fella becomes real dangerous, and he's also a very smart hitter. Yes, he's very talented, but he's also very smart. And in these situations, Cabrera sometimes looks for off-speed pitches, and a lot of times he gets them. Ooh.
Bender that drops in 1-1.
Dropped in nicely.
Cabrera, 6-game hitting streak. He is 8 for his last 19 in that stretch. Leads the league with 104 RBIs.
In case you're wondering about the outfield arms, and the only reason why I bring it up, because usually when Cabrera hits a ball through the infield on the ground, it's hit sharply. So there could be a play at home plate. Gordon has a good arm in left. Don't know a whole lot about Blanco, but that's a long throw for a center fielder. And Meyer in right also has a plus throwing arm.
Some different names these days in that outfield for Kansas City. Gordon now is a converted infielder. Blanco is their new center fielder. Mitch Meyer getting a chance. DeJesus, of course, is injured. He's been out. Gordon a chance.
You brought it up last night. Gordon happier than he's ever been in a big league uniform playing left field.
And the 2-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Getz has it. Fires to second one. Relayed at first is a double play and a circus play by Betancourt.
How did he turn that?
Boy, it was so awkward from the get-go, and for him to spin in the air and get anything on that throw is impressive.
First of all, Getz has shown a lot of range already in this game, going to his left, this time going to his right, flipping, and then a turn and jump at the same time by Betancourt. And that's not all of it. He was able to throw the ball accurately to Billy Butler at first base. We're going to make it our Exmo Lincoln Mercury replay. I told you last night he's got a really strong throwing arm.
Yeah, and he got rid of it in the air. And threw a bullet to first, so the big double play helps out Davies. 2 outs now with the runner at third. Here's Rayburn. Ryan 0 for 1. Flat out to right field his first time. And he fouls it back out of play, 1-1. Well, the Tigers have 4 hits already, but only 1 run to show for it to this point. Rhymes is at third with 2 away. Hook drops in for a strike. 1-2. We've talked oftentimes on previous broadcasts about that amateur baseball league down in Georgia, the East Cobb League, which has produced quite a few big league guys, and Davies is part of that East Cobb League down in the Atlanta area that has produced names such as Stephen Drew, Adam Everett, former Tiger, Jeff Francoeur, Brian McCain, and one of the latest phenoms, Jason Hayward.
And those guys usually do not get away from the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves usually get all those guys. Davies started his career as a Brave.
And he's ready now with the 1-2. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, Betancourt celebrated the birth of his first child, a daughter, on August 7th in Miami. You know what her name is?
I do not.
Eunice.
Well, that seems to fit. I'm trying to figure out a way to find she's a baby girl?
Yes.
A girl's name to start with a Y. He found it.
Well, his name is Unieski,
Right.
And he named his daughter Eunice.
3-2 the count. And Ryan Rayburn. And he takes high, ball 4. Well, Rayburn has really turned on the Jets offensively in recent times. In fact, you can look at post All-Star break this year.
And really, it's not an easy job to do what Rayburn does. You don't play every single day. You're called upon usually a couple of times a week. And you need to have success if you're going to stay here. 07, 09, he was pretty good. This year, he's been really good. 278, 5 home runs, 22 driven in since they came back from the All-Star break.
Strike called on Johnny Peralta. Rhymes at third base. And Rayburn at first. Tigers had a promising inning going with the double play ball off the bat of Cabrera. And a tough to turn double play by the infield. Davies has thrown 60 pitches. Here is 61. Ooh, look out. There goes the bat.
Watch out, Matt.
Look, McClendon moved pretty quickly out of the way of that one. There was a fence in front of both dugouts, but that one snuck over the fence. Helicoptered in. Bosch showing off his speed. Swing and a tip into the glove for strike 3 to end the inning. Third strikeout of the game for Davies, so he pitches through some trouble here in the third. It'll be Blanco, Kendall, and Kyle Hui coming up.
I feel like I've got my stuff back and I've got something to work with now. And, now for me it's just a matter of going out there and getting back into a routine and making pitches. That's the bottom line.
Well, he's had a pretty good routine tonight. He's made some pitches as well. He's retired 9 straight as we go to the 4th inning.
For me, it's really been all about confidence this year for Porcello. He had a lot of confidence last year, a lot of swagger as a rookie. He won 14 games. He got hit around a little bit this year at the beginning of the game, and that confidence, you could see it slipping away after every poor start he had.
There's the 0-1 to Blanco. Didn't he have a really good spring, too?
Great spring.
And at that time, it looked like, boy, the top 3 are going to be really good.
Great spring. Opening day starter here at Comerica Park at just 21 years old.
Blanco struck out to start the game back in the 1st. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Look out. That is danger area down there. You got to be awake.
That ball gets in the stands in a hurry.
Oh, 0-2 on Gregor Blanco. Another ground ball foul. You saw the differential in pitches thrown. Porcello had 36 pitches through 3 innings, so really economical. Has not allowed a base runner yet. The Royals earlier this year traded away Rick Ankiel and Kyle Farnsworth, the former Tiger. They sent them to the Braves, and in return they got Blanco. They feel has a chance to be a center fielder every day. He's getting this opportunity. And he provides Ned Yost with a little bit of speed at the top of the lineup. And that's one thing Yost likes about his current lineup, speed at the top and the bottom with Getz. He's given Blanco the green light this year, and he has stolen 8 out of 8. 3-2. When you think back to those Royals teams in the 80s and the 70s, the really good ones, they had some guys that could run on that team.
Willie Wilson comes to mind, first and foremost.
Shot toward left field. On the move, Rayburn reaches and makes the catch.
Ryan Rayburn's made some really nice catches the last couple of days that he's played out in left field. And that when he paused momentarily, and then he really had to get on his horse in a little mini leap. And right before the ball landed softly in his glove, but really good concentration.
Blanco frustrated. Here's Jason Kendall. There was a time when Kendall would hit you some homers back in his Pittsburgh days. He would be good for double-digit home runs, but he has not been near that recently. In fact, 2 is the most he's hit in a long time. He'll ground out 2 innings, 2 gone. So Porcello clipping along. It's 11 straight retired to start this game. Here's Kaihue. 0-for-1 with the pop-up in the 1st inning. Lays off a high fastball, 1-0. Talking about his power that he has showed off in the minor leagues. Parts of 9 minor league seasons, 154 round trippers.
Not much to prove for him down in the minors.
He had 24 of them this year. A high fly ball right field. Bosch coming under it, and it's going to be another 1-2-3 inning for Rick Porcello. 12 in a row retired to start this game. Major League Baseball with 300 total bases and 100 RBI in each of the last 6 seasons. There have only been 2 to do that. 300 total bases and 100 RBIs in each of the last 6 years. Answer coming up in a little bit. In the meantime, here is Brandon Inge in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch fouled back by Brandon. Inge and then Bosch and then Avila. Kyle Davies has had a lot of folks on the bases so far in this game, but he has allowed just 1 run to this point. Double and a walk in the 2nd. Tigers had a couple of runners on in the 3rd when he got a double play ball. That's outside, 1-2. Inge lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Brandon. He's at a 302 clip in his last 60 games. And the 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Davies has walked a pair. He has struck out 3 in this game. He has scattered 4 Tigers hits. Line drive into left field, a base hit. Inge pulls into first base with his 1,000th major league hit. A solid single to left field. And the last Tiger to reach 1,000 hits was Bobby Higginson.
He's got to get that base back.
They haven't got it for him yet?
There they go.
Now they're pulling it out of play. So Brandon Inge gets a standing ovation here. 1,000 big league hits, and there it is. That is some kind of accomplishment. Only 2,000 more to go now. Kevin Rand will put that in a safe spot. Here's Bosch. Runner goes. Big jump. Bouncing ball. Fair ball. Off the glove of Butler. Inge is motoring to third. They're going to send him home. And they're going to call it a ground rule double. A fan interfered with the ball down the line.
What a great call by Jim Leland. What a great call. Brennan has struggled at the plate, and we've made mention of that fact, even though he's got some hits. So Jim took all the guesswork out of it for Brennan. He put the hit and run on with Inge on the move. He got something that he can handle, a cut fastball inside, right off the glove of Billy Butler, who's holding Brandon Inge on. That is a really good call by Jim.
And by starting the runner, the Tigers will probably get a run there, as Yost came out to argue that Inge should go back to third. But the umpires ruled that he would have scored. So give Bosch an RBI.
I don't know for sure, but I think that's the first time Jim has given Brennan the hit and run since he's been in the big leagues.
And it has produced his 60th RBI of the year, a 2-0 Tigers lead. Here's Avila. So the Tigers waste little time in getting something working here in the 4th. Single, start the runner, double, scored it. Avila had a base on balls and a good at bat back in the 2nd. And he lines one fair, right field line. This will get another run in. Avila is on his way to 2nd, and he will pull in with a double. 3 straight hits.
I was talking to Alex before the game, and I was asking him about Davies, and he said he likes to throw a lot of cut fastballs, and that's exactly what he was going to look for. It looked like he got one of those cut fastballs that tried to leak inside. He pulled his hands in nicely and hit a BB down in that right field corner.
Avila gets his 21st RBI. Meanwhile, Rick Porcello now has a 3-0 lead to work with.
Alex actually told me he was going to hit a home run today.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. I told him I was going to run with it, too.
Well, he's got a couple more chances, maybe.
Yeah, he told me that. So I done called you out.
Did he want you to share that information?
Well, you know, I told him I was going to run with it.
Here's Jackson. Austin showing bunt, lays one down. First base side, it's going to roll foul.
Tigers have been playing some really nice situational baseball here in the 5 games that they played since coming back home. And if you remember back to right before the All-Star break, they were playing some of their best baseball when they were playing against National League opponents. And Jim Lehman was playing a National League style of baseball. They were hitting and running. They were bunting. They were squeezing. They were doing a lot of the little things which kind of helped them win a lot of games right before the break.
Jackson, an infield single, stole a base, scored a run back in the first.
We were talking about Jackson the last time he was up and where he ranks as far as not rookie leadoff hitters, but all leadoff hitters. And he fares about as well as I thought he would. He is right up there amongst the leaders in Major League Baseball in all leadoff hitters.
Another bunt. This one goes foul, though, and now it's 1-2.
He really doesn't have to bunt the ball down toward first base. He should have been trying to bunt it down toward third base with a runner on second, nobody out. You want the third baseman to come and field it. You don't really want to bunt it down to the first baseman. You can see the defense is now relaxed on the corner. Betemit at third is backed up, and Butler has backed up as well.
Swing and a miss, and away he goes. 4 strikeouts now for David.
Hey fans, groups have more fun at Tigers games. Group tickets, picnic, and party suites are on sale now. Groups of 15 or more get discount tickets to select games while supplies last. Place your order at 313-471-BALL, or you can log on to tigers.com.
Here's Will Rhymes. Rhymes, an infield hit in the third, plus a sacrifice. And he rips one right to first base. Right at Billy Butler.
Look out, Mighty Mouse.
2 gone. The Tigers already have 7 hits in this game. And they boasted 2 more runs here in the fourth. They lead 3-0. Johnny Damon. Damon had a single in the third. He's also been hit by a pitch tonight. Wave and a miss. Damon apparently had an opportunity to go to the Boston Red Sox, who claimed him off the waiver wire, but he has a no-trade clause in his contract, and he's decided to stay here in Detroit. He made that known before the game today after thinking about it. The 0-1 pitch. Red Sox coming into play were trailing in the wild card race by 5.5. So Boston's still alive, definitely in the playoff race. But Damon turned that down. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Two and 2 on Damon. Tigers get a leadoff single from Brandon Inge, his 1,000th big league hit. Bosch doubled him home. Avila doubled Bosch home. Meanwhile, Porcello has retired 12 straight to start this game. Three and 2.
And he walked him. It's going to be 3 walks for Davies, who averaged, as we mentioned earlier, 9, or make it 4 per 9 innings, so he's almost there. And that's going to put runners at first and second, keep the inning going for Miguel Cabrera. Sac fly, RBI in the first inning, double play ball in the third. In the air toward right, slicing, and that ball is a foul ball.
We're talking about Cabrera earlier in regards to does he have a legitimate shot at winning the MVP, and his numbers kind of validate he has a really good shot. Hamilton has a higher batting average. Delman Young's done a nice job with runners in scoring position, but only 88 ribbies driven in. 104 for Cabrera. Robinson Cano has had an interesting year. 25 home runs, 87 out of that second base slot, and he plays on the East Coast. They get a lot of votes on the East Coast. Do you think he could sway the voters?
No, I don't think so.
Not at this point?
No, not at this point.
So you see it as a 2-horse race with Cabrera in the lead?
Yeah, I think that Cano got off to such a great start. And I just think that Hamilton and Cabrera have been a little bit more consistent the entire year and have better numbers, to be quite honest. 2-horse race, that's how I see it. And we'll see what the month of September brings. But, you know, Cabby, he's got a chance to finish with, I don't know, 120, 125 RBIs, maybe more.
Well, if he continues to get pitched to, he's got a chance to get there. Hamilton really didn't start his season until May. He was horrible in April.
That is true. The 1-2. Line drive. Caught by the shortstop Betancourt. A bullet that he picked off his shoe ties. Tigers, though, get 2 more runs. We go to the 5th. With the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, AT&T, rethink possible. Back here at Comerica Park, where it's the Tigers 3 and the Royals nothing. Brandon Inge has picked up his 1,000th big league hit. A milestone tonight for the Tigers' third baseman. In the meantime, Rick Porcello has been the big story tonight. He's retired 12 in a row to start this game. And he's only had 49 pitches. Awfully good. Billy Butler leads it off. And he looks at ball 1 inside. Butler bounced out back in the second.
Yeah, Billy Butler was born to hit. He can just rake.
1-1 on Butler. Well, he came into professional baseball, and all he did was win a batting title his first year in pro ball and A ball, and then later won one in Double A. and hasn't stopped hitting since.
And he's not getting any infield singles either.
No, he's not the fleetest of foot.
Guys that usually win batting titles, there's the guys that get quite a few infield hits. But Butler, he's not getting any of those.
2-2.
He got him out with a real good two-seam fastball the first time up after showing him that same breaking ball away. This time they're going away with the fastball.
Driven to right field. That ball is slicing foul.
You can't pitch a really good hitter like Butler the same way 2 consecutive plate appearances. They figure you out. That's why he hits 300 every year.
Wilson Betemit on deck. Royals in search of their first base runner. Oh, look out, way inside. Man, Butler leaning out of the way.
That two-seamer got away from Porcello.
Just a bit out of the box. Ground ball left side, base hit. Leave it to Billy Butler to do it. And a leadoff single is their first hit, first base runner of the game.
Did you see where the Texas Rangers almost threw a no-hitter against the Minnesota Twins last night in Texas?
Yeah, they took Rich Harden out in the middle of that no-hitter.
He threw 111 pitches, I think Harden did, in 6 2/3, and they tried to have a couple of more of their relief corps finish it off, and Neptali Feliz gave up a hit to Joe Mauer with 1 out in the 9th.
I heard an interview last night with Harden, and they asked him, well, what was it like when Ron Washington came up to get you out of the game? He said, I knew I wasn't going to finish the game because I was at 111 pitches. I knew it probably wasn't going to happen. And he just wanted to finish that inning. But, yeah, you're right. Mauer gave Minnesota their first hit in the 9th. Otherwise, the Twins would have gotten no hit last night.
It's been 5 no-hitters already this year, and there's been at least 5 near misses in no-hitters in the 8th inning.
Yeah, I mean, it's really astounding how the no-hitter now has become, I don't know, not as stunning as it used to be.
And the Minnesota Twins have a really good offensive club from top to bottom.
Betemit cuts and misses.
Porcello's on top of his game here tonight. And we talked about the fact that he needs to have an outing like this, a start like he had a couple of starts ago against the White Sox, where he gave up 9 hits in that game, but he was able to stay out there for 7 innings, just 2 runs, and he was keeping the ball at the bottom of the strike zone. This is one of his better starts of the year for me.
We'll bring up Alex Gordon, who flied out back in the 2nd. Ball 1 to Gordon. By the way, before we forget tonight, we want to pass along some birthday wishes. Our good buddy John Keating, his wife Linda Keating, celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday, Linda.
Absolutely happy birthday.
Thinking about you tonight, and we're taking care of old Keats here at the ballpark. Don't worry.
I've been thinking about Linda for a long, long time. She had some health issues that she's finally gotten through, and she has been in my prayers for a long time. So I know this is a very happy birthday for her.
1 ball, 1 strike on Alex Gordon. Fouled back out of play. 1-2.
You think Keats took her out to dinner tonight? You think he reached into his pocket tonight?
Oh, he's working tonight, isn't he?
He's gone now.
Oh, he's gone by now. Yeah, you're right.
He's big time. He does it,
Keats will dip, the one thing I will say about Keats, he will dip into his pockets. He's not afraid to do that.
He dips into his pocket.
I'm telling you, the next time we go on the road, hang out with Keats.
Well, I'm going to try that then.
Because he is not afraid to dip into the pocket. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But then again, he is John Keating.
Hardest working man in show business.
That's right. Butler at first base with 1 out.
High fly ball. Center field, Jackson coming in. 2 outs. We'll bring up Mitch Meyer. It's funny because we've talked about Porcello and how the one thing he is trying to do this year is limit the hits. He had given up a ton of hits early in the season. In fact, he had 2 starts in which he gave up 10 hits. And that's a number that he's trying to get back into order. He's done a great job of that tonight, allowing just 1 hit as we play here in the 5th. Meyer flied out back in the 3rd, 0 for 1. There's a strike, 0-1. Tigers, meanwhile, have 7 hits in this game. They scored 3 times.
We're talking about Avila and his leadership skills. Take a look at this pitch that Porcello threw to get the fly ball out to center field. And before this ball landed in Jackson's glove, Avila was up and out having a conversation with Porcello about that particular pitch. He is really starting to show that he's a really good leader behind that plate. And I'm sure he just went out to tell him, to remind him, hey, you got to make a better pitch in that situation. You got away with one there, but let's not make that pitch again.
Gerald Blaird splitting time this year with Alex Avila. Blaird, the veteran, Avila, the rookie. Alex certainly coming on defensively. There's a high drive to left. It's playable for Rayburn. And Porcello gets through another frame. No runs and a hit. 1 man left. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Reminder, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game using your cell phone. Text Tigers followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 37338. That's FSDET. See the final results postgame during Tigers Live. So vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game. I would imagine Porcello is getting a few votes. Rayburn leads it off as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers on top 3-0 tonight. They've out-hit the Royals 7-1.
Betemit down at third base must feel like the Tigers hitters have been picking on him for the last 2 nights.
Driven deep to left field. Does it have enough to get out? It does. And the red-hot Ryan Rayburn continues to swing it.
That time he hit it over Betemit's head.
8th of the year for Rayburn.
This boy's on fire.
That's 16 RBIs in his last 18 games.
Well, Ryan Rayburn was asked last night on the postgame show when he was being interviewed why he is swinging the bat so well. He said his wife came to town and She brought a lot of hits with her.
And that one cleared the left field wall. Cleared the bullpen as well.
I'm going to finish that thought on Betamine down at third base. Last night, Bruce Chin started for the Kansas City Royals, and he was throwing that slow, and slowest of pitches up there. And the Tigers' right-handers just were hitting bullet after bullet down toward third base.
Did you like or hate facing guys like Chen?
I like guys like Chi. Yeah, I did.
More hittable?
Yeah, they were. I mean, it was like, you didn't have to think a whole lot other than just kind of staying back that day. You didn't have to really worry about all the pitches that he had because you knew he wasn't going to throw it by you. It was almost like, knuckleballing. I mean, just kind of see it up in the strike zone and make sure you stay back and put a good swing on it.
Well, the Tigers put together a lot of good swings last night. They had 12 runs on 12 hits. And they scored 12 without the benefit of a home run last night. There's a little looper that's going to drop in, and Peralta joins the hit parade. Tigers now have 9 hits on the board. Still nobody out. Gonna bring up Brandon Inge. By the way, this game is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast. Stunning. Inge a single and a fly ball. Tigers have a chance to win their 5th in a row. And more importantly, do something that you were talking about last night, get to 500. And then hopefully beyond. 1-1. They came in at 62 and 63. Here's the 1-1 pitch.
And Davies does not have nearly the command that he had 5 days ago against Cleveland. We told you that he was 24 of 27 in first pitch strikes 5 days ago. Didn't get the win in that game, but only surrendered 3 hits going into the 8th inning. But today, a lot of his pitches are up in the strike zone. The cutter has not been all that good for him. And he really hasn't thrown many breaking balls or changeups today. Most of the Tigers' hits have come on fastballs.
What a difference between the two starters tonight. That was the 97th pitch for Davies. Porcello, 68 pitches through 5. Good breaking ball, and he got him looking.
He knew it, too.
Inge is out of there. 5 strikeouts for Davies, 1 gone. Bring up Brennan Bosch. For 2 for Bosch, an RBI double in the 4th inning. His 5th hit of the homestand. Line drive, right field, base hit off the end of the bat. Sounded like he broke it as well. But Bosch will take it, a single.
Bosch, his first time up today, he struck out on a changeup from Davies. Davies tried to get him out with that same changeup, and you're absolutely right, he did break his bat. But that one died a hero. You can see the circle change. It's down, it's right off the end of the bat, and he'll take that knock.
So give the Tigers 10 hits. Offense continues to roll. Here's Alex Avila.
That is now the 55th time this year the Tigers have posted at least 10 hits in a game. Their record in those games, 39 and 15.
Avila's been on base twice. RBI in his last at bat with a double. There's the 0-1. Make it 0-2 on Alex.
It's even better here at Comerica Park. 25 and 5.
Wow.
30 games they've posted 10 hits or more here at Comerica Park. It would be 26 if they were able to get that win today.
Kanakoa Teixeira warming up in the KC bullpen.
This is the all-name team here.
Said that, man.
Kanakoa Teixeira.
Unieski Betancourt.
They got some tongue twisters here.
Keela.
Kahui. I say it right?
No.
How you say?
Say it again.
Kaahui.
Well, no, actually, that's pretty good.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's good.
Kahui. Keela. I like Keela better.
It's so much easier.
It sure is.
1-2 on Avila. Tigers overall at home, thanks to their win last night, are 42-24. So by the end of this homestand, they could be 20 over the 500 mark at home. And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's funny how really the two things that Jim went into spring training wanting his team to improve on, they just really have not been able to get over the hump. And that was playing better within the division and also playing better on the road. They have just struggled in those two areas this year, and that's kind of a microcosm of their season.
Although this homestand has afforded them the opportunity to get a little bit closer to 500 within the division. 23-25 against the Central. Well, when you look at it, Minnesota's in first place because they're 33-18 against the Central. Lifted in the air. Shallow right field. Who wants it? The center fielder comes over. Blanco. Avila is out. 2 gone. Top of the order now. Austin Jackson. Jackson singled, stole a base, and scored in the first, which gives the Tigers 6 straight games of scoring at least 1 run in the first inning.
I think Austin Jackson has had the same walk-up music to the plate all year long, which gives you a pretty good idea how consistent he has been, because some guys, when they start to struggle a little bit, they change the tune.
Well, there's another hit. This will get 1 run in. Maybe more. Let's see. They're going to hold Bosch at third base. Peralta scores, and Austin Jackson has another hit.
He's been coming to the plate to Drake all season long, and he's been putting a hurting on the opposing team. Just a really nice plate appearance. We talked about him last night in our open, and the key to his swing is getting that front foot down, which means there's no panic in the swing. Now all you have to do is allow your natural athleticism to take over, and he's been taking such a great route to the ball all year. He has gotten the majority of his hits to right field and right back up the middle.
That's another multiple hit game for Austin Jackson. A single and a double and an RBI tonight. Will Rhymes, the batter. 11 Detroit hits in this game. That's a fair ball. Inside the bag at first base. This will get 2 runs in. Will Rhymes on his way to second. And he drives in 2 more. The Tigers are pouring it on now. 7-0. Eight RBIs on the year for Rhymes.
Mighty Mouse, he's been getting it done. It's a cut fastball up at the top of the strike zone. I don't know how he got up and climbed the ladder to get on top of that ball and hit it past Billy Butler, but that's exactly what he was able to do.
Wallside Windows pitching change. Kyle Davies done for the night. We're in the 5th. Tigers lead by 7. tonight. And here is the AT&T trivia question again. Who are the only 2 players in Major League Baseball with 300 total bases and 100 RBI in each of the last 6 seasons?
He wouldn't be one of them, would he?
He sure would. And there's the other, Albert Pujols. MVP. 2 mighty good hitters.
Pujols is 1 home run shy of 300 in his career now.
Here's Kaneko Teixeira.
400, excuse me, for Pujols. I shortchanged him by 100.
Johnny Damon, the first man Teixeira faces, and he looks at a strike right at the knees. 0-1 on Johnny. Done on base 3 times tonight. Single walk, hit by pitch. Teixeira misses low.
Johnny going out in the batting gloves.
Is that the first time?
First time I've noticed.
1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle to his left. Betancourt. And out at first base is Damon to end the inning. But a big inning it is. 4 times the Tigers score. We go to the 6th.
In Florida this January at the Tigers Fantasy Camp. This year's camp includes a special appearance by Al Kaline. For tickets, call 313-471-2550, or you can simply visit tigers.com. It's always special when Al Kaline shows up at Fantasy Camp.
Indeed. Mr. Tiger. Betancourt leading it off and chops one to third base right at Brandon Inge. Unieski is out of there, 1 gone.
Of course, Mickey Lolich is always at Fantasy Camp as well. Gates Brown shows up when his health is good. Willie Horton's there. About 68 guys. They take over the place, really. Those 68 Tigers.
They seem to enjoy it, too.
They do enjoy it, putting that uniform back on.
Here's Chris Getz. Getz 0 for 1 with a ground out. Here's a question that always stirs up a little controversy. Which team was better, the 68 Tigers or the 84 Tigers? Well, I know Jim Price says the 68 Tigers all the time.
84 Tigers went wire to wire.
They did do that.
First place from day 1 to the last day. 35-5 start. I'm going 84.
I am.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Little pop up, shallow left. It's going to drop. Base hit. A 1-out single. the 84 team is the one, obviously, that I remember. The 68, I was a little bit too young for 68. I was 5 years old, but that was a great team nonetheless. A lot of great Tigers on that club. At 84, the big start.
Sparky. What was really remarkable about that season, and I don't know if how many people remember that, but when Sparky took over that job in '79, he told everybody that in 5 years we would win a world championship. And lo and behold, he got the right pieces in place, along with Bill LaJoy, who was a tremendous general manager and didn't get nearly the credit he deserved for really being the architect of that team. Bill LaJoy was a really good evaluator. But Sparky said it would take 5 years and we'd win.
And he did it. The talk of baseball that entire season because of that 35-5 start. But
it got close down the stretch.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. I mean, it's
Toronto.
difficult.
Yeah, Toronto was a good team.
Blanco takes it up high, and Avila caught that one awkwardly. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside. Of course, what Mickey Lolich did in the '68 World Series, incredible. McLean was on that team, but Lolich stole the show, and the Tigers won the '68 series despite having a team batting average of .235.
Beat Bob Gibson.
Yeah. Some classic matchups. The 2-1. Now it's 3-1 on Gregor Blanco. Tigers tonight have out-hit the Royals 12-2, and they lead 7-0 in search of their 5th consecutive win. Blanco a strikeout and a fly ball. Runner goes on 3-1, and there is ball 4. It's his first walk. We'll send it back to the studio now. Time for a game break. And here's Mickey York. All right, Mickey, thank you. That race continues to be an outstanding one in the American League East between Tampa and the New York Yankees. Quick visit to the mound for Rick Knapp. By the way, as soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live here from manager Jim Leyland and the players, and we'll break down this game and show you all the highlights of Tigers Live from the Paul Sam Studios immediately after the game, right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Here's Jason Kendall, and he takes ball 1. Kendall is 0 for 2. First time tonight the Royals have had somebody in scoring position.
Jason Kendall has been much more of a pull hitter this year than he has been in years past. I told you earlier that Jackson shedding him in right center field. Bosch also playing real shallow in right field, but his spray chart validates that he's hit the ball to left field quite often this year. He's got a huge gap in left center field. Should he catch up with one? There you have it. 49 to left this year for Kendall. It's kind of backwards from years past.
Jason Kendall's first year in the big leagues was Jim Leyland's final year in Pittsburgh. 1996. He played for Leyland for a year. Bouncing ball left side, deep in the hole. Peralta fires to second. Juan relay. Got him a double play. What a turn at second. Peralta rhymes Cabrera.
Tigers on top 7-0 with 12 big hits in this game. Teixeira back out there for the Royals. He'll face Cabrera, Rayburn, and Peralta. Miguel 0 for 2, sac fly back in the first inning. 2 balls, no strikes. There's only one Tiger tonight that has yet to pick up a hit, and that would be Cabrera, oddly enough. Although he has an RBI with a sac fly in the first inning. 2-1 on Miguel. Last 5, the Tigers' offense is cruising along. Not that average with runners in scoring position, 403. Bouncing ball left side, and Cabrera has his first hit. Leadoff man is on. That has been the case every inning tonight. The Tigers have gotten the leadoff man on base. 13 Detroit hits. There's Rayburn, who homered in his last at bat. Teixeira is the cousin of Phillies outfielder Shane Victorino.
Flying Hawaiian.
Indeed, and Mr. Kanakoa hails from Maui, Hawaii. Oh, what a gorgeous place that is.
It's real nice there.
1-1. Rolled foul, 1-2. Royals claim to share off the waiver wire from Seattle June 3rd of this year. That's hit the other way, base hit. Ryan Rayburn is on again for the 3rd time in this game. This time he goes the other way.
Nice little inside out swing by Ryan Rayburn, and taking it right out of Jason Kendall, the catcher's glove. Real good concentration, head down, good balance, good results.
Here's Peralta. He's had a good night, single and a double. He has scored a run. And really has showed no problem in moving over back to the shortstop position, which he used to play in Cleveland. Before they moved him to third, the trade happened, and when Inge got healthy again. Look at that play by Teixeira. He's able to knock it down, but everybody is safe. That thing caromed off his glove. And they're loaded.
Looked like he threw this ball, then reached from behind his back with his glove and was able to knock it down, almost catching it. And good hustle by Johnny by the time Teixeira ran over to pick it up. Johnny was crossing the bag.
"15 Tigers hits. And we are not even through the 6th inning tonight. 7-0 Detroit. That'll bring up Brandon Inge with the bases full. One for 3 for Brandon. He drives one foul. .433 with men in scoring position on his homestand. Strike called, 0-2. Tigers' season high in hits for a game is 19, so they're still 4 short of that.
The way they're swinging the bats lately, they're going to get there.
Driven to center field. Blanco coming over. Cabrera will tag. He'll come home to score. Throw to third base. Gets away, but not far enough. Gage gets an RBI with a sacrifice fly. Scoring Miguel Cabrera. 51st RBI for Brandon.
This is a really nice throw here by Blanco. A really good throw. He made this a really close play. As a matter of fact, if Bettamy, the third baseman's on the bag, they might get the out, but he's well in front of the bag.
Here's Brendan Bosch. 8-0 game. Bosch hits a ground ball back to second. Gets to Betancourt. One relay, not in time. Another RBI for Bosch. 2 on the night. Rayburn scores. 9-0 Detroit. Here's Avila. Chop to the first baseman, but foul. Avila has an RBI double this evening. So the Tigers in a wipeout last night, 12-3, and they are leading 9-0 this evening. This is against a Royals team that won 6 of 10 on their recent homestand. Porcello, the recipient of all the offense tonight. One and one on Alex. In the first inning, 2 in the fourth, a 4-run fifth, and now 2 more here in the sixth. In the air to center, and Blanco runs it down. Hit hard, but right at him. The side retired. Tigers add a couple more. We go to the 7th.
back to work here in the seventh. Keela hits it in the air to left field. Ryan Rayburn coming in, and 1 pitch, 1 out. Ka'aihue now is 0 for 3. Tigers have scored in every inning tonight but the second and the third. Billy Butler strolls in. Butler is 1 for 2. Porcello had retired 12 straight before Butler singled to lead off the 5th inning. Breaking ball is a little bit high, perhaps 1-0. Two and one on Butler. Rolled foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If you weren't with us last night, I told you that Billy Butler is one of just a handful of young players to have at least 50 doubles and 20 home runs in a season. And he did it last year before his 24th birthday. Miguel Cabrera also on that list. Hank Greenberg also on that list. So
there's a name.
Yeah. There's only 5 on the list. I gave you 3 of them. It's a lot of doubles. You were asking about his power last night. The ballpark he plays in is a pretty big ballpark. I don't think he's going to hit much more than 20 in that yard. Kauffman Stadium.
2 gone on the strikeout, the 4th of the night for Porcello. By the way, Red Wings partial season ticket plans are on sale now for as low as $225. Design your own 9 or 19 game plans. See the Wings face every original 6 team this year. Call 313-396-7575 or visit DetroitRedWings.com.
Hockey season, football season are upon us.
Into center field, and Austin Jackson will make the play, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Porcello. What a night tonight for young Rick. Pack Tuesday brought to you by Meijer. Text Meijer to 37338 to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack any baseball fan would love. Meijer, higher standards and lower prices. Yanakoa Teixeira back to work as we go to the bottom of the 7th. All Tigers again tonight. They lead 9-0. Austin Jackson leading it off. Then Will Rhymes and then Johnny Damon. 9 runs, 15 hits for Detroit. Good pitch, a tad low though, and the count evens at 1-1. Teixeira came on to get the final out of the 5th and was roughed up for a couple of runs in the 6th. 2-1 on Jackson. Austin tonight, 2 more hits, plus an RBI. He also stole his 20th base of the year as Jim Leland chats with Rick Porcello on his fabulous evening tonight. Wave and a miss, 2-2.
Looks like Porcello trying to lobby for another inning out of his skipper tonight.
Well, he's thrown only 91 pitches.
He's done.
Yeah, sure appears that way.
He lost that argument.
Another step forward for Rick.
And a big step forward.
Schlereth warming up. And the 2-2. Foul back.
Daniel Schlereth is going to get a really nice audition the remainder of this month and in the month of September.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Jackson. Austin fans for the 3rd time tonight. That's the first strikeout for Teixeira. Here's Will Rhymes. Schlereth has really showed some good stuff.
He's got good stuff. Good fastball and a really good breaking ball. Tremendous curveball.
As Leland said before the game today, he just needs to continue to pitch on a big league mound, get some experience up here. And he is sure to get that down the stretch. Another big night for Rhymes, 2 for 3. He's knocked in a pair, doubled in 2 as a matter of fact in the 5th. One ball, one strike. I was asking Will before the game today what he's done with the baseball in his first major league hit off James Shields. He said, well, I'm packing out of my apartment in Toledo, moving up here to Detroit, and it's stuffed away somewhere in my backpack. Really?
He knows the safe though if it's in that backpack.
That's exactly right. That's back up the middle. Betancourt. There are 2 gone.
That's what's funny about the young kids when they come to the big leagues. Austin Jackson even. They all carry backpacks, but you give them about a year, then they start to roll around those little expensive bags.
The Toomey bags.
Yeah, give them about 1 year. They all come with backpacks.
Will said he also has the bat that he used for his first major league hit, which was subsequently broken in a later at bat. And he's keeping that for posterity's sake as well. Swing and a miss by Damon.
I couldn't have done that with my first hit. My bat was in shambles.
Was it
first
really?
Oh, George Frazier got all in my kitchen. It was a big hit, though. It was a hit.
A hit is a hit.
Hit is a hit.
Ball low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
As a matter of fact, Richie Zisk was on the team at the time, and I went back and I'm thinking I've done something. He's like, check it for blood. Check the ball for blood. I'm like, that's cruel.
1-1. 2-1 now on Damon. Well, Will Rhymes has acquitted himself quite well here at the big league level. That's low. 3-1.
Jim Leland was asked about Rhymes yesterday, and he said, well, the reporters asked Jim, so what can you tell us about Rhymes? And Jim said, well, he's small.
He's a little guy. What else do you want to know? 3-1 pitch is looped and caught at third by Betemetes. First 1-2-3 inning for Royals pitching tonight.
Rick Porcello was sensational tonight. He pitched 7 innings and he only gave up 2 hits. We're going to show you his 2-seam fastball. You see how he holds it. He holds it with the seams, and because of that, he gets real nice downward movement and some running action in the strike zone. Here's the circled changeup. Take a look at the action he gets on this changeup. When he gets on top of it and he gets to that proper arm slot, it fades away from the left-handers. And this is the pitch that's kind of taken him to that next level in his last few starts. It's that slide piece. It's got some really nice depth to it. And anytime you're able to strike out Billy Butler with that pitch, you know you've got a really good one. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts on the evening for Porcello in the 7 innings, and just 2 hits given up, and a nice pat on the back from the skipper.
Daniel Schlereth is out of the bullpen. He'll take over now here in the 8th inning in a 9-0 ball game. And he will face Alex Gordon, Mitch Meyer, Yuniesky Betancourt. Meanwhile, Casper Wells has taken over in center field, so he's in for Austin Jackson. Two and 0 on Gordon. A couple of fly balls in this one for Alex Gordon. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's rolled foul. Schlereth made his big league debut last year with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He appeared in 21 games. And the Tigers got him along with Max Scherzer.
Pitched collegiately with Ryan Perry at the University of Arizona. Both guys #1 picks when they came out of school.
Three and 1 on Gordon.
My daughter goes to school on that campus now. She's having way too much fun in college.
How do you know?
Because she keep asking me for money.
That's a telltale sign right there.
That's how I know. Dad, my account's empty.
There's ball 4 inside. I can't wait for that. The way the Tigers bullpen has been in the Haynes comfort zone on this homestand especially. 8 innings, 1 earned run, and no walks. That was coming into action today, so obviously the walk by Schlereth would be the first. Here's Meyer. High fly ball. Shallow center field. Peralta going back, and he's out to the grass for the out.
If there's an Achilles heel to what Schlereth does, it's he gives up way too many walks. And once he's able to get that under control, and you're going to see a guy that can pitch the back end of a game and set up and maybe even close in the future. Who knows? He's got the kind of stuff, but he will definitely be a real nice 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy. But when you pitch in the back end of a game and you're in the lead, which you are usually, you've got to throw strikes effectively.
Here's Betancourt. It's going to be tough to walk him. Talk about his inability to take walks. He has only 12. 1-0 on Betancourt. He has flied out and grounded out in this game. Way outside, 2-0. Ned Yost, 2 consecutive nights now, has watched his team fall behind by a lot of runs to the Tigers. They trail tonight 9-0 to Detroit.
Ned Yost was mentored by Bobby Cox. Of course, Bobby Cox is shutting it down as a manager after this year. Ned Yost coached for Bobby at third base, also a bench coach before finally getting his own gig in Milwaukee. He was in Milwaukee for 6 years. I did not know he was in Milwaukee that long.
Yeah, from 03 through 08, and his departure was really odd.
Really odd.
He's popped up, heading back toward the seats, and Cabrera is out of room. In fact, the Brewers were 83 and 67 when they let him go.
In first place.
First place on their way to winning the wild card.
With a couple of weeks to go in the season, I believe.
How does that happen?
I don't know. They felt like it was slipping away. Dale Swain took over that team the remainder of the way, and then Swain didn't get the job the following year. Went to Ken Mock, I believe.
They went on to get to the playoffs that year in 08, which was their first playoff appearance since the 82 team that went to the World Series, and Yost caught on that team. And so now he's trying to rebuild the Kansas City Royals, or at least become part of the rebuilding process. .55 years old, Ned Yost. Two and two on Betancourt. Rolled foul. Unieski has done it with the glove tonight. He's turned in a couple of nice plays, but he's 0 for 2 with the bat. After spending 5 years in Seattle, now playing really good baseball with KC. And again, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three is dropped. First base occupied. Betancourt is out.
There's that deuce that Slayworth has. A nasty curveball.
About our Comerica game summary tonight. It has been all Tigers in this one, 9-0. Brandon Inge, if you missed it, picked up his 1,000th career hit. Ryan Rayburn with a solo home run. 16 driven in now in his last 18 games. And again, the story tonight, Rick Porcello, who started the game by retiring 12 in a row. And he went 7 really good innings. Chris gets the batter. There's a strike called, 1-1.
Always like save it.
The 1-1 pitch.
It's a cruel game now.
In the air to left and caught by Rayburn.
Especially in that dugout.
Leadoff walk, nothing comes of that. Cabrera, Rayburn, Peralta. Well, there's a new look in the big house and an exciting offensive attack in store for fans of the Maize and Blue as the Michigan Wolverines prepare for the upcoming football season. Get a half-hour look at Coach Rich Rodriguez's 2010 squad, an Inside Michigan football season preview Thursday evening at 6 right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Let me guess, he's going to score. 9-0 is our score here as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Dusty Hughes is the new pitcher now for the Kansas City Royals. Cabrera, Rayburn, Peralta.
47th game now Dusty has been in. His earned run average just a shade over 4.5. 25 strikeouts in 43 innings pitched.
Hughes replaces Teixeira. Kanakoa went 2 1/3 in this one. Cabrera, another ball hit to right field, sinking though. Meyer coming on. It's going to be a fair ball. It drops in for a single, and for Miguel Cabrera, his second hit. 16 hits for Detroit. And we'll get a pinch runner now. Don Kelly will come on to run for Miguel Cabrera, and then more than likely stay in the game and play first base. So the big fella can take the rest of the night off. Don Kelly at first base. Tigers put in every inning put the leadoff man on with the exception of the 7th. 7 of the 8 innings the leadoff man has reached. Rayburn led off the 5th with a homer. He has 2 hits in this game.
Well, it must be nice to be Jim Leland, to know when you get together in spring training and once you start making out your lineup cards on April 5th, you can write in number 24. And if he stays healthy, you know you're going to get 35 home runs, 120 steaks, 40 doubles, and he plays every day. It's a nice luxury to have.
And that's probably the main thing. He plays every single day,
regardless of how he feels. He doesn't feel good every day, but he plays every day.
Low and away. 3-2 on Rayburn.
Cabrera had to talk Tony Perez out of that number 24 before he came to the Tigers when he was in Florida. He had no problem getting that number once he got to the Motor City.
High, towering fly ball to left. Gordon coming in now. And the runner retreats, one gone. Players and numbers it's important to them, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what number he wore when he first got to the big leagues with the Marlins, but Tony Perez, a Hall of Fame player on those big Red Machine teams, Cincinnati Reds teams, he wore 24. And Cabrera asked for the number when he first got to Florida, and Tony Perez said, if you hit a little bit, I'll give you number 24. And after about 30 days in the big league, the big fella was wearing number 24.
Didn't take long, did it?
No, did not take long at all.
Well, we have a break in the action now because somebody's decided to run on the field. In the meantime, here's some news and notes from around Major League Baseball.
He'll get one phone call.
Javier Vazquez to work out of the bullpen for the New York Yankees. The American League East has evened up. The Rays and Yankees, and Strasburg is back on the disabled list.
That's a tough one. First time it was the shoulder. Now it's the forearm issue with Strasburg.
No reason to take any chances with Steven Strasburg, so you see what happens once his DL stint is done. They may shut him down. We'll see. Here it is 9-0 in favor of Detroit.
And Cabrera giving Jackson a few pointers tonight. Apparently Jackson not seeing the baseball all that well tonight. He struck out 3 times. Keep that front side locked and loaded. That's a good teacher too, number 24.
About as good as he can get. Johnny Peralta, the batter. 1 on, 1 out. A 3-hit night for Peralta. 1-1.
You remember Morgana, the kissing bandit?
Kissing bandit, oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, why did she always get on TV back in the day?
Good question. I don't know. I do not know that.
Because when she would march onto the field, she'd have every camera on her.
Well, she had a different physique than most of the people we see run on the field these days. Much different.
I remember those days.
One and two on Peralta. That's inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon Inge waiting on deck. Three and 2. Dusty Hughes taking over here in the 8th. In a 9-0 game, the Tigers pitching tonight has given up just 2 hits. Tigers offense, meanwhile, has put up 16 hits.
It's going to be nice to see the Tigers get back to that 500 mark after today's game if they are to hold on and win this one.
One more to go tomorrow between these two teams. And it looks like Jim Leland's club is going to be looking for a sweep if they finish this one off. Galarraga and Sean O'Sullivan tomorrow.
Galarraga started this string of 5 really good starts by Tiger starters at the beginning of this homestand.
Yes, he did, and he started it the same way that Rick Porcello made his start tonight by just mowing through the opposition for the first 4 or 5 innings. And Scherzer has been outstanding as well.
They all got facial hair these days.
Maybe that's why. Secret to success. Hammer to left field, but right at Alex Gordon. And there are 2 outs. Here's Brandon Inge.
Hey fans, you can follow the Tigers on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phones with MLB.com at Bat 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Tigers.com today for more details.
Two-1-0 on Brandon Inge with a sac fly and an RBI in the 6th inning. He also had a single in the 4th, which was his 1,000th major league hit.
It's a lot of knocks.
He took the ball out of play, brought it back in the clubhouse for safekeeping. 263 average now, 51 driven in for Brandon. 2-0 pitch. It's hit high in the air to left field. Long run for Gordon, still coming, and he will make the catch up against the wall. Nice running play. Side retired, no runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the 9th. It is 9-0. Johnny Peralta is the new third baseman. He'll shift over to third. Ramon Santiago's in the game now. He'll play short. And Don Kelly is the new first baseman. So Ryan Perry will take over now, try and put this one in the win column, sporting a 9-0 lead.
43rd game now that Ryan has been in. He comes in with 2 wins and 4 losses, 15 holds. He got most of those early when Joe Zamaya was a part of the squad, and of course Valverde was automatic at the back end. 4.29 earned run average, and he is most definitely part of the Tigers' future. And a really nice piece to the back end of that bullpen with that fastball that will get to 94 to 96, and a slider that's getting better every time he goes out.
Blanco swings on the first pitch and flies it to center. Jasper Wells has it. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's a good start.
They've been doing a lot of first pitch swinging today.
Well, they've had only 2 hits.
And they've made a lot of outs on those first pitches, too.
Here comes Kendall. Looks like we're going to have to say the number 3 hitter's name one more time before this game ends. He's on deck. Ball outside. That would be Ka'aiahue.
Quick turnaround tomorrow, too. Day game after night game. So
great.
He might be in there again tomorrow.
I'm sure he will. We'll give it our best shot again tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
There's a strike call. Kendall is 0 for 3. They have, as we mentioned, only 2 hits. A single by Butler in the 5th inning. After 12 in a row were retired, and then Getz had a single in the 6th.
We've talked a lot about the Tigers' offense the last 5 days, and rightfully so. They've been tremendous, but the pitching staff has been stellar as well.
Well, tonight it all started with Porcello, and he pretty much has followed suit on what this entire staff has done on this whole homestand. 2-2 the count.
I'd like to see that rotation stay hot about 3 times through. And anytime your rotation stays hot, you're going to win some games because you don't need all the offense to win games. And I don't know what's going to happen in the Central, but it would make it interesting. They've got quite a few games left with Minnesota, and they've got quite a few games left with the White Sox. Stranger things have happened.
Ground ball left side. Peralta has it there.
I mean, go back to last year, for instance. Who would have thought that with 4 games to play and the Tigers having a 3-game lead, they would not get into the postseason?
Not me.
No one thought that.
Well, as well, how about the White Sox this year digging themselves out of a hole, and how did they do it?
They won. And the rotation got hot 3 times through.
1 more out to get. Ka'aiahue stands here, and he drives one high in the air, deep into right field, way back, and the Royals will get on the board.
He hit that one Manali.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That is just their 3rd hit of the game. And there's that mammoth power that he's showed in the minor leagues.
Got a real firm fastball from Ryan. It was right down Broadway, too, and he hit it a ton.
Here's Butler now with 2 outs. That's their 3rd hit, their 1st run of the game. A 2-out solo shot. Butler is 1 for 3. Really batting .310. And now 3 for 7 in the series. He's had a couple of RBIs. Perry trying to close this one out. Breaking ball dives low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Game has been reduced to 1 strike. 29,000 plus on their feet right now, looking for that final out. Tigers 1 strike away from a 5-game win streak.
2. Two and 2 on Billy Butler if he keeps it going. Wilson Betemeat waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2. On the ground, in the hole. On the backhand, Santiago. And that is that. Tigers win again here tonight. In the inning, a run and the home run by Ka'aiahue. And that's all the Royals get tonight as the Tigers win again convincingly, 9-1. And a night where Brandon Inge picked up his 1,000th big league hit. Another easy win tonight for the Tigers. Back with more in a moment.